Well, good morning, folks. Today I'm going to address another issue that I have with my pool pump. This is my Hayward SP3400 VSP pump, and it's all covered in salt debris because there's a leak, and the leak comes from right underneath this ring. So it's part of the pump housing. This part over here, not the motor, not the part that's connected to the electricity or anything, just this. It's caused a lot of salt spray and stuff to give it a little surface corrosion. All that I'm going to be able to brush off and clean it up, and I'll clean up that ground connection right there to make sure that it continues to be a good ground. But since this is a salt system, there's a turbo cell right there. It's sprayed water coming out of the bottom of this ring. Now, I've contacted several repair folks and companies, then they've all said the same thing. I need a brand new pump. This pump is $1,900, a little over $1,900 plus the cost of installation. Now, it's so simple to repair that you can repair for under $300 yourself. The pump comes off right here. You got to undo this ring, and then this pipe comes off. You see that there? Then you take off this ring, and this pipe separates right there. Now, once that's done, you can unscrew this one, this bottom one. There's another one down there. You gotta unscrew this base right here that's bolted and screwed into the ground. That's gonna be a little difficult. Might have to Dremel those off. Same thing on this side. So you got one screw, two, then three over here, 4 over here, and 5 and 6 all the way at the bottom. And this housing comes off. Put a new seal on it. Put a new seal on it and put it all back together. So that's what I'm going to attempt now. Let me show you this. Let me show you what happens when it's actually spraying. So that'll turn on at some point right here. Show you what's happening. It's already leaking underneath the ring. Builds up enough pressure by spraying. See that? Then it sprays out all over here, coats everything. It even coated all of this. All this will brush off. You see what I mean? That's what we're gonna fix. All right, let's get to removing these things. Okay, part 2 here. I emptied this out by removing these 2 screws right here. Once you take these off, everything from in here will drain. Once you take the back one off, whatever water's inside the pump portion, this back part here, behind this cavity, that'll drain as well. And then I put those back just so that I don't lose them. But 2 new ones come with the housing that I'll link below where I found it. It was like $250, something like that. All right, so next thing is I shut off the power. That's my full-on shut-off switch, so there's no power going to the pump. But I'd like to take off the pump completely and work on it calmly on a bench or on a table or over there on the cement. So you have to disconnect the wiring here so that you can pull this out and have access to remove all this. For those of you who might be wondering how to take these off, I was able to unscrew them by hand. It took both hands for me to unscrew them. And then this comes off, and then this, see, it just kind of butts up against it with the seal, with the rubber seal that's right there. You see the rubber seal? Yeah, so there. Same thing with this one. And you should have enough, since it just butts up and it doesn't like go into the system. See right there? Once you take the electrical connections off by removing this cover, which is all caked in with salt, that's going to take a little bit. But once you remove this piece here and the ground strap, then you could slide the pump out, slide the pump out of there, kind of like slide it sideways and bring it out and carry it up and over. There's no more water in it, so it's as light as it's going to be. It's still pretty heavy, so you might want a friend to help you with that. And then you can set it off to the side to work on it. Now, it's going to be, these right here are 1/2 inch. So that's what you're going to need to use to unscrew. These are captive nuts right here. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, captive nuts. Right now it's a little loose. Like over the years, this has been installed for about 6 years, I think. And you can see that. See, they didn't use the holes that come with it because it's very difficult to get something at an angle. So they just drilled right through here into the cement. This was a poured piece just for this area, but these are not going to come out easily. I tried going in on that one that had the better head, and nothing would turn there. So I'm probably gonna have to just Dremel cut those out. That's I don't know how I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a little difficult because if I cut the head off, then I still have the stud sticking up into the cavity of this base right here, and then I don't have the space underneath this piece to lift it up and out. So I don't want to crack any pipes. So I'm going to work on that. Everybody will be different as to how they're connected. Some people might not even have it bolted down. And when I take it out, wherever the holes are, I'll probably put some inserts in there so that I can use some machine screws. I'll try to find some machine screw inserts that I can just tap into the hole that's already been there for several years. And then hopefully everything lines up and I can use machine screws to make it easier to have it taken out and service it at a later point. If you needed to replace the motor itself, you wouldn't need to worry about that because the housing can stay attached to the floor, and you would just take off this cover, remove the wiring, pull the pump system out, pull a new pump system in. Now this one, I decided to leave this attached to the top. You can actually unscrew this, and there's a cover that goes over here, and this via wire can come out, and you can put it right here on the wall if you'd like. So okay, I'm gonna get to work on removing this. I've already tried to score the edge all the way around with a flathead screwdriver just to try to break the corrosion that's kind of sealed this plastic cover onto the top. I have to unscrew this, try to see if I can jiggle it away without destroying it. Because if I destroy this, that might be a problem. I'm sure Hayward will sell me another one, but I'd rather not. Okay, I'll come back when I've successfully removed this so that I can disconnect the electrical parts and move the motor out of the way. Okay, little tidbit of information. I unscrewed this all the way. It seems that this is captive inside the cap. So I put a 3/8 inch wrench in it, pushed it against this side, and then kind of pried it, and the piece came off. And that's what's inside. It's nice and clean. Then I'll vacuum all that out, but the connections are all good. And you can see here that the connections are just going one into the ground, one into this side, and one into the other. Just take a photograph so you know that blue is going into the one on the left, black is going to the one on the right, if that is the color of your wires, and ground is going into the ground. And that settles that. There are all kinds of other inputs right here. That's for when you're doing other things, I guess. Wall mount display and stuff. So we'll clean all this out, blow it all off, make sure this is a rubber seal right here. Make sure all this is nice and clean. All right, and we'll go from there. Okay, little tidbit of information of what I had to do. I was using one of these impact drivers where you can put different tips on there and you hammer it out the back in order to loosen that piece right there, that screw that was not budging whatsoever. So I got a flathead screwdriver. Let me show you. I got a flathead screwdriver and I put it right there and I hammered through so I can break this edge off. Then I hammered it right there. Then I hammered it across right there. And then at the bottom, I was able to get this piece out. So now I'm gonna be able to get the motor out. I already took off the screws, the wires that were in here and in the ground. Slid them out from the connector back here. And here they are right here, standing by to go back in. I straightened out these tips just a little bit, just to make it a little easier to go through this 90-degree soft bend right here. On this side, I was able to unscrew the screw that they had placed right into the housing, and this is how long it was. So I'll put an insert of an equal length and try to put a machine screw in there to hold this down when I put it back together. Now, since I'm replacing this entire housing, that's why I didn't worry about breaking off this foot right here over on this side. So it's not a problem. So now I'll be able to finagle my way out of here. I still have to loosen up this ground strap with a small little angle screwdriver so that I can fit in between this tall cleaner and then this. So that'll be the next step, to take off the ground, and then I can pull that out and put it off to the side and work on it calmly over there. Okay, so we have it out. It's on my makeshift bench. Here's what the whole thing looks like. I had a ground cable coming through the middle of this, so I wasn't able to pull it off until I removed the ground cable. So I took plenty of pictures to figure out where that would go back. Here's the control. I'll brush all this off and clean this off. But the only thing we're worried about right now is cleaning off all the caked on stuff around here and removing this bolt, and this bolt on both sides. It's a total of 6 bolts. They are 1/2 inch, but I'm going to use a socket wrench. So I'm going to grab a socket wrench here, look for a 1/2 inch. I'm going to use the big 1/2 inch drive, and that'll give me a little bit more leverage to remove these, and I'll also have access to them. Yeah, if you don't take this cover off, you're not going to be able to do it in place. And then going down here. So let me start loosening these things up and we'll get to it. Okay, loosened all of these. So I'm not sure if they're all the same size, so I'm going to just pay attention here. Okay, these two are the same size. This one, yep, they are all the same size. All right, good. I don't have to worry about keeping track of that. Now it's a matter of just taking these two things apart. Let me see if I can set this phone up in a way where I could do that. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Well, that was easy. Wow, that's easy. Okay. Now, let's see. Wow, that was really easy. And they wanted $1,900. This is the part we have to replace, right? This is a Hayward Ecostar. So, where are the seals that we have to worry about? Well, they are right here. Here's one round seal here, right? And here's another seal that goes there. I bought a seal kit. So here's one. And here is a round one. Now these don't look bad. These look like you can absolutely reuse them. So let's see here. Yeah, all these surfaces look great. This has a hole right here. I wonder if that's where the problem is, because the fact that this piece deteriorated enough to have a hole might be the reason why the water seeps into this cavity in the first place and comes up. Interesting. Because, let's see, when you look at this, okay, oh, never mind. Even though this surface is sealed with this ring, right, and goes into this surface, which would basically seal it from here, it might only be sealing it from debris, because if this area right here was not supposed to get water, then why would there be a separate drain cock right here for this cavity? You see what I mean? That's just my assumption of why there's two drain cocks, one for two different compartments, right? Because this one over here is that, right? And then this one to the left of it is for that. So that means that this cavity right here gets water, which shouldn't be the case, right? I mean, oh, sure does. It sure does. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm not worried about this deterioration right here, which does look like a little crack, a little deterioration in this portion. Even though I'm sure that you can buy this portion on its own, especially that there's one screw right there and one screw right there, which probably holds this portion right here to the pump. Maybe I should buy that, because this seals it from here, seals from any kind of other remnants from entering the area, I guess large debris. But water does come through here, so if water comes through here, that means it's okay for it to be out here in this area here. There's the impeller on the inside. So let's see. So I think I have a new one of these, and I believe I have a new one of these, as well as the grease that goes around these when you put it in. And let's take a look at the new one of these parts that I received. All right, so here's the other piece, brand new. Pretty cool, right? All right, so let's put this right there. So this one kind of goes away, right? Or do I have, what do I have here that I need to, oh, serial number. Let's see here. Yeah, this is a brand new piece, so this doesn't have any of those stickers. I guess you can carefully pull these stickers off. Oh, let me attempt that. All right, I took it off of that one. This one came off okay. I guess it's enough to see the serial number, right? All right, 606051150007. And I know the model number, the SP3400 VSP. So I know that model number from the earlier part of the video and from my receipts. So there it is. It comes with the two brand new drain cocks, one for that side and one for this side. So this one can go back in the box. Oh yeah, and that warning stuff, which yeah, I don't think I need that right now. This will be the bad part. Oh, and let's try to find the crack, because it was leaking right underneath there. And I'm wondering if I can see it, if I can see the crack, because I can't pinpoint where it was, and it definitely wasn't coming out from this joint right here. Maybe I should find out what this piece cost so I can replace this piece also, because it does have a crack, and now's the time to do that. So that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and call for another one for this piece, order this piece, and then take this time to clean this part out, maybe even order a new one of these rubber seals right here for the top, and then and call it a day for today. It's all right for it to stay out of service for a couple of days. Okay. Oh, this is a little support. Oh, this little pops out, I guess, for the support, but this is very important for it to stay on. All right, let me order one of these. Okay, a little update. I was looking and looking. I had to find out where this crack was, because I know it wasn't coming out through this piece. It was coming out just above it. And I don't know if this phone can see it. Let's see. But there's a little bit of a crack in there. And then when I looked on the inside, I can see it a little bit clearer. It's right there. Let me see if I can show you a little better. Let's see. Now let me zoom in. There we go. Now it's not the cross line. It's this right here. That is a little bit of a crack. And it looks like it was already starting to deteriorate right there. And right there. So the housing was already starting to deteriorate. Yeah, even in here. Wow. I bet you that's the cause of a lot of these motor replacements, when all you have to do is replace this under $300 part. But just for giggles, I removed these screws, and wow, this is a little itty bitty piece of plastic that is broken, and this is this piece. So I'm going to find out and order this part so that I don't have anything inside my motor with a crack on it, and I'll also order this piece. Here's what rotates. It says 2000, oh no, sorry, 20C2, but we don't need that. And none of this has to come apart. I just have to put in the new one of these, a new one of these, and we'll have pretty much a new pump again. I'm just gonna scrape all this stuff off and clean it all off, and I'll continue this video as soon as I get these parts. Here's the seal kit that I purchased. I'll also link this below. This is the seal that goes around this area here, and here's the round seal that goes on the front of this part. And there's something else in the box. I'll take a look at what that all is. But yep, stay tuned. Okay, so I've transferred all of the captive nuts that were on the old housing over to the new housing, and I put these screws on there just to hold them in place. And I've transferred all the stickers that I could. That one right there, that one right there, that one. I'm gonna put some clear packing tape over the top of this to kind of hold it in place for a while. Clear packing tape will probably yellow over time with the sun, but at least it should hold those in there for the next several years. I went ahead and unscrewed this screw here and that screw right there, lifted up the control panel that was pointing this way to where this would open up towards this side, and opened up sideways, so when it's over in place again, I'll be able to have easier access to the controls.
without having to step over a couple of pipes. So I'll be able to access this one a lot easier. And that's a very simple thing to do. That takes 60 seconds to swap it out. I scraped a bunch of this area all the way around, used an old toothbrush and kind of brushed it off, so the seal is a little bit more refreshed. It's a little bit darker in color. I was able to take out a lot of stuff. All the stuff that fell in there, I turned the motor around and emptied all that out. I might get a little air duster and just spray it in there to get a little bit more out, although it doesn't seem to hurt anything. And I decided to go ahead and replace this piece. Took off these two screws, and this piece right here is SPX3200B3. That's SPX3200B3. This entire piece here, along with the plastic piece that you saw was broken on the inside, that white little plastic kind of washer, both those pieces are $52 from Amazon. If you want to wait a little longer for it, you can order from a variety of pool places, and you might be able to get it for like $34 plus shipping. And I figured it's easier to have it by the end of the week in the next 4 days and swap it out. So I'll swap that out. I won't have to worry about what's happening with that and how it's going to continue probably cracking over its lifespan, and put it all together again. So it'll sit here for a week. The pool over there will probably go green, but oh well, it's better than the other option to spend $1,900 plus for another one of these motors when this motor works just fine. All that deteriorated was the top of the housing, right on this spot right here, and this piece right here. So that piece was under $300. I think it was like $260 something, $268 on Amazon. It came with the two new cup drain plugs. Then I bought this piece for $52. So you're talking less than $330 overall. Oh, I'm sorry. This seal was like $25. So under $350 for the seal kit. Here's the seal kit, the SPX HKIT 100. You train your kids right, and they'll be cleaning the cobwebs off the windows. And then while you're saving even more money fixing your pump. So $350 and a little bit of labor and some time down, and you'll have a fully functioning pump again. Nah, I won't post this video until it's already up and running and back installed. So that's just the end of this particular portion. See ya. If you like this, comment and subscribe below. I put stuff like this every once in a while. Most of it is my cinematography work or my camera operating work on movies, television, and music videos. But every once in a while I have something that's very helpful, like replacing portions of a pool pump. Bye everybody.